I call it, let the meeting to order. All rise for pledge.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can't make it, which is fine. What we're here for is we need to make a decision. I want the board to make a decision. Should we use the old software that we were left with to do the water billing and the accounting, or should we get new that we pay for subscription for every month? I spoke with the lawyer about it. He said, well, we can't get in any trouble for using it because it's what we were left with. Really, he said whatever we thought worked the best. My concern is if there's an issue, if we use what's left, and what we got left with, and there becomes an issue, are we liable for anything in trouble? So should we just go ahead and spend the money and get software, water billing and accounting software like we used to do? And then I'm going to get you guys' input in it.
I think we should go with the brand new setup. That way we have our own codes, taxes, numbers, whatever we need at our hands, and we'll be more aware of if there's any problem. Have somebody that would help solve that problem, that would hurt. If we have somebody else's setup, there could be, nobody should have access to anything of the towns if they were to pull their stuff out. So I really think that would be a real good idea, and I think it would cause a lot less problems in the long run.
What are we looking at money-wise, roughly, until we decide we want to do it? I know it's exact.
There's like 4 or 5 different ones on the wood waters, which is what a couple of the towns use. And once you get it's $150 a year, and it starts at $6.95 and goes up to like $13.95. There's different, like 4 or 5 different steps, and you can go whichever way, it just depends on how detailed you want.
That's what Buckley uses,
Yes.
with no tech support.
No, but she said it's really easy to use. She said they don't have any, they've only had that tech support once in like 4 years.
Yeah.
And it's good you can reach out to other towns as
Well,
well.
you can ask questions, and yeah.
Anybody, that they
Yeah,
have that.
problem.
That's nice.
And Amanda said that what she found in the computer, she can get the water billing out with. We just got the meter reads back. She said she can get it out with that. I'm just looking at long run, And then what were we gonna do for accounting? You said you looked at Sage, which used to be Peachtree.
And that's who a lot of them around here.
Yeah, that's very good.
Sage, and brought out that Peachtree, and that's who most everybody has around here, Sage. Which is formerly Peachtree.
You got any input to this, John? Any input, any ideas, feelings?
How much, did she say $150 a year to rent that software? I couldn't quite hear.
It's $150 a year after the initial setup.
After the initial setup, they think that's around $650, depending on what we want. That's for the water billing.
Well, you need to talk to the treasurer and see what she thinks.
We have.
And she thinks the new one's the best way to go.
She thinks she can do it with what she was left with, but she said whatever the board decides, she doesn't want to make the decision. She wants the board to, we want the board to be involved in this.
Well, it's not exorbitant for the $150 a year, and if it works better overall, it might be the way to go. I'm not a real computer person, and I know some of the stuff's tricky. If she thinks either one's fine, then it's your idea of preparing for the future isn't that bad of an idea. So I'm either for or again either way.
Yeah.
If you want to stick with it, I'll stick with
Yeah.
it. If you want to go wherever the group goes with, I'll go with it too. But because there's not that big a difference. I mean, if it's $10,000 a year renting it, that would be different, but 150.
That's water, and then what was the stage?
And I don't know if she ever did get back with me on that, and I didn't look into it, but everybody I've talked to said that's what they use and it's reasonable, so. I did not think, Julie got to get back with
I
me.
mean, Amanda said she can go with what's there, she can create some. My biggest fear is that if something goes wrong with it, or we don't know for sure, but, I'm just a little on the fence about it liability wise, that maybe we should just go ahead and subscribe to the software for both.
Well, what would our liability be if we charge someone too much for the water?
No, it would be, if we lost all the files, if it broke, if we lost everything.
We don't know how to retrieve the files.
We wouldn't know how to, we don't know how that program is in there, how it's working, it's just there. It's an old version of Peachtree that somehow has been copied over and over and over again, apparently. We're not even sure of that without, we're trying not to have to get somebody in here, spend a lot of money to fix, but she got it, she found everything in the computer. My concern is that if we get all our data in there and then we lose it.
I think it'd be a good idea to just start over, because that way you know what you're starting over. You have your own password, you have your own setup.
I
It's
think
clean.
everything should be stored in the cloud or wherever you store all your Mac. You got backups, places to store it.
But when you have that service, that's part of it, yes, if they back
Well,
up.
if that's better in the news section, maybe that would be a better way to go.
Then you have codes.
You need to back up everything in case there's a lightning strike and the computer is fried or something, you need to have everything backed up somewhere else anyhow, so.
A data set.
But until we decide we want to do it, we get them on the phone, we aren't going to have an exact price because there's so many different things that we may not need. They actually they give you a little bit of carte blanche, like, it's like, if you don't need this, well, instead of here's the whole program and a lot of stuff you don't need.
So you might be able to exchange out of a program with a program that someone have. Say you don't need this.
Well, there's.
It's like cable, sometimes. You
Yeah,
can-
those help you set it up.
Right, exactly.
But I just cannot give you until we decide we're gonna do it at an exact price. I've gotten different prices looking on the internet, but I'd say we're probably, I really don't know, to be honest, because it was until we knew we wanted to do it, they really didn't wanna get involved, right down to it, what we needed. But it seems like they're trying to make it more economical than it used to be.
Why can't we just agree that we do want to do it? That we will set back on it and look for a price, but that we do know that we want to do that.
price limit on it.
Right.
Well, the problem
Or we
is,
could do a
we got a
price
lot of
limit.
stuff going on already that needs to be, she said she could do water billing off what's there now, but we gotta get the accounting in there.
Okay.
We gotta have this up and running by
I was gonna say, why
the
don't,
next meeting.
my whole thing is, if you're gonna say that, I think we should go with the one for the water. That way she can get it in place.
And then put not to exceed the amount.
Exactly, because if we go ahead and use that system that we're saying we don't wanna use, we're really going against what we're saying. So I would say, let's go with that system. If we have to send out water bills by hand, it would be rules in,
No, she can do the water billing off of what she found in the computer. But, we gotta be able to write checks and everything by next meeting, so that's kinda why we had a special meeting. So
Well,
we
if we have to
could-
have another special meeting for that reason, why can't we? By then you should have, before that meeting, you should have a price.
Well, I would say especially with the water to start with, and then if whatever he's gonna do, the water will go ahead and it's not to exceed a certain amount.
Right, I agree with that.
Set amount, whatever you have been set, whatever.
I think that's a good idea. What do you guys
So
say?
you said, they told you it was roughly $650 to set it up and then,
There's different levels,
yeah.
anywhere from, like I said, $695. From $695 up to, I think it was like $1395. There's four different
Why don't you just cap it out to 13 or 1,000 and see what?
Cap it out at $2,000.
I would say cap it out to $2,000.
We gotta get this
You don't have
done.
to spend.
I mean, it's gonna be less.
Yeah, because it.
Less than that, but-
It's less, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
We get a motion for the water billing software.
So moved.
Well, you gotta kind of.
Yeah, you gotta say what.
Exactly what I'm making a motion.
Okay, but you gotta say something.
Ron makes a motion to proceed with water billing software not to exceed $2,000 a year, initial startup.
I say,
And quick water, right?
Sandy second, yeah, quick water, Sandy seconds.
okay, that's.
Or Kathy, yeah, I'm sorry. Roll call vote. Get your teacher.
Okay, Kathy,
Yep.
Ron,
Yes.
Sandy Z,
Yes.
Jean,
Yes.
John,
Yes.
me, yes.
Motion carried. Okay, on the accounting software, I think we need to, how would I think this, because I did do a little bit of checking on it, and then I got busy, and Sandy didn't get back there. We gotta figure out what we're gonna spend on accounting software a year, we gotta have it, but at the same point in time, we don't need to get the fanciest there is, there is some others out there. I would not be surprised if we're spending $6,000 a year.
What are we spending now? What he set up?
We don't know that he took a copy of something and made it on his own in there.
Okay, well, let's not play with that. Let's just move ahead. If we gotta spend that, then we gotta spend it, because we need to make sure.
I
that
don't
it
know
falls
for
on.
sure what it's gonna cost, because we didn't know if we were gonna do the water all in one, or do this other water one, or what we were gonna do.
Sandy, what's one you said, they're using peach?
It's sage, sage brought out peach tree, and that's the most popular one around.
Why don't you check on those and just get a price and then move forward with that?
I think man was looking at sage.
Yeah.
She had something come up today, she couldn't get away. Give me a cap, and if we can get it within that, we'll get it within that before the next meeting.
Wow. Is this per year you're talking about?
Yeah.
We'll purchase that there,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So the purchase of it, then it's gonna be, like a monthly
It's a
fee?
yearly
A yearly
fee,
fee?
yeah.
What's the range you got available?
I don't know, Amanda looked into that, she had an emergency, she couldn't get here tonight. I think we're gonna spend about $6,000 a year, to be honest, I could be wrong in the whole thing.
You guys wanna go 6,000 cap
Yeah, if
and
we
see
can
where
get
we
in
are?
that, if not, we'll look at some other options.
What do you think?
That's enough. JR, if you can't keep your mouth shut, you can go out the door, thank you. We're here to conduct business. Okay, guys.
Okay, so
So what do you-
let's do it 6,000. We'll cap it, and if it's lower, which I'm going to assume it's probably going to be lower because of whatever our package is going to be. From there, then we can, get our
We're gonna
stuff
have some costs for getting our other data merged in with that, I do know that much.
Right.
But I didn't, like I said, I didn't call because she was gonna do it, and I thought she was gonna use it. And that
She needs to be knowledgeable.
we didn't need a whole bunch of people calling around, but we will get it figured out. Okay, so Kathy made a motion.
Motion to, what?
Do you want to go ahead and cap it at 6,000, and if it's below 6,000, all good for us,
For the accountants.
for the accounting stuff, and then we can see what kind of package we're gonna end up with, because she's working on it, she'll be more aware of what she needs, we don't. Does that sound, do you guys have a better idea to that?
And the motion is?
So,
Cap it at
Cap it at
6,000?
6,000.
right now, if we can get it for under 6,000, we'll go ahead and get it set it up for
Purchase
for the account.
for 6,000 or less.
Yeah,
Right. Unless you guys have
You
a
make a
clear
motion?
one, I made a motion.
I second it.
John. John.
I hear Ron sound so much alike.
Which one you talking?
Yes.
Kathy.
Yes.
Ron.
Yes.
Sandy's out.
Yes.
Gene.
Yes.
Me, yes.
Motion carried. And that concludes this meeting. Oh,
Motion to adjourn.
What about signing for the
Oh,
check?
yeah.
oh, I'm sorry.
That's a reason for a meeting.
I'm sorry. Okay, we need a letter, we need the board to approve the signers for the checks at the bank. Like the Lord said, it shouldn't be the treasurer, so, and I talked to them a little bit more, so we'd like it to be me and Sandy. That's one trustee and the village president, Sandy Coffee. So, is that okay with you guys, make a motion and we'll be done?
Yeah, I'll make a motion that, John and Sandy Coffey be co-signers on the check.
Second.
All in favor? Yeah.
Hey,
On
aye.
that.
All opposed? You want to do a roll call, you can do a roll call. Probably wouldn't hurt.
Thank you.
Mine was good, yeah.
Okay. John.
Yes.
Kathy.
Yes.
Ron.
Yes.
Sandy Gallagher.
Yes.
Gene.
Yes.
I understand.
Motion carried. Okay, that concludes our special meeting. Now, motion to adjourn.
I make a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Motion carried, meeting adjourned.